Ladies and gentlemen, I have my friend, my brother in the building, Adeleke Wembley. Wembley, first game of the season opener, Community Shield. I know deep down a lot of people were rooting for Manchester United to win. Not necessarily because they're Manchester United fans, because I think a lot of people are tired of Manchester City winning all the trophy. But then, seeing how the game turned out, penalties, how do you feel?
It was a beautiful game. I was impressed. I think basically the game is a test match for both teams. New players joining the team. Injured player coming back on the pitch. The coach having his confidence back has been the coach. New players as in reconciling with the club, the likes of Sancho. So it's just a test of strength and synergy of the team. So for a game of that standard playing Man City, it was not a big result. It was not a bad result. Rather. It was a beautiful game.
Okay, for me there are 2 points of controversies for Manchester. No, I won't say controversy. 2 points of discussions for Manchester United. That was Jadon Sancho, and then of course Marcus Rashford. They were both prominently in the news last season, and then of course today, if we want to be sentimental, we will say they were the 2 pivots of Manchester United's defeat today. Rashford losing about 2 clear-cut chances, and then of course Sancho with that awful penalty miss before Johnny Evans now sealed it up. But then I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Marcus Rashford. Looking at Marcus Rashford, how would you rate his performance, especially coming off that kind of season that he had last year?
Basically, I'm a fan of Rashford, and for a couple of years now, I've really caught him a very big slack. But he's a professional, and by now I expect him to get his butt off the chair and pick up his form. 2 seasons down the line, and off performances. His past glory was there, but he has not really given us the Rashford we used to know. Taking on the ball to the defenders, 3 players onto him, and he would still do wonders. The clear-cut passes, the shots towards goals, the speed and agility. We've missed that for the past 2 seasons. And based on what he did today, I still feel he's still lost in last season. I've not seen a big difference.
But is there a difference, or you're looking for a big difference?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not expecting a magic. I'm not expecting magic. I'm not expecting him to pick from 0 to 100. But I wanted to see something nice. I want to see him do 1 or 2 things. I'm not saying he should score all the goals. I want to see him being a threat to defense as he used to be. But today, he was trying to leave the ball there, but I think it's still a big weight. He had chances on goals, which I can clearly say is because we could have sealed the game if he converted the goals. In which way he hit the bar, but he would have done something beautiful about with that.
Basically, bottom line is you would have loved to see it in the net. But then, looking at your team right now, of course, there's Ruud van Nistelrooy. We all know he's a Manchester United legend by heart. How important is it, or how valuable is his inclusion in that Manchester United technical crew?
Where they named him, I was happy. You know why I was happy? I was happy because we are having a whole lot of spoiled brats in our team. That they feel they are in the team and they are doing something wonderful. They are doing something outstanding. Let me put it that way. We need someone that has been in the team and has done great to come in and tell them you are doing shit. So his inclusion was beautiful. I would have loved to see him dressing, talking to these players. And I've worked on this pitch. I've trained on this pitch. I've done great things on this pitch. I've given my blood to this team. What you guys are doing is just. But what we saw for the past 2 seasons have been show of shame, except a couple of players that I can really point out from the defenders, maybe Garnacho, Martinez. Other players are just playing because they feel they are there. So his inclusion, and they are just doing shit. So, but his inclusion in the team definitely will bring sanity. I'm looking at. You can actually look at Van Nistelrooy at the edge of the line, and there's nothing I'm going to do here that can surpass what he has done in the past. He has seen it all. He has come, done, and seen it all. So it's a very big.
He came, he saw, he conquered.
He conquered. So it's a very big inclusion to the team. Beautiful in the coaching crew. It's a beautiful move.
Okay, all right. Let me talk about this particular one. It's what will I call it now? It's a superstition. There's a superstition in the last five seasons that if you win the Community Shield, you are not going to win the league. And then if we go by that superstition, some people will probably be celebrating right now that well, City to win Community Shield, which in the last 4 seasons, 3 seasons before now, that they won the league, they always lose the Community Shield. So based on that superstition, should other clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, who else? I wouldn't want to say Tottenham. Should other club, especially Arsenal and Liverpool, be hopeful that finally, especially now this being Pep Guardiola's supposedly last season, the guy will still change your mind?
For Man City, that's just a superstition, because that team has been a very good team. I think the weakest I've seen was last season. The weakest of Man City I've seen in a very long while has been last season. The past maybe 10 years, since Guardiola came about 6 years now, 5 to 6 years, was last season, because they sold some players in. So for Man City, that's just it. That will still be in the room of superstition. The only team I see that can contend with Man City this season is still Arsenal. I told last season, maybe a couple of flops. I think they used against Aston Villa and the bedrock of the downturn, or as in up the hill. But Arsenal was the team that could stand that team. So basically because I watched a couple of your preseasons, and we still have the beautiful tactical synergy between the teams. And so for every other team, that Tottenham, Manchester United, Liverpool is just getting a new coach, Newcastle, who else is coming? All these little clubs can't even beat Man City. So I think that let's just still keep that superstition into the superstitious room.
Until we see that.
I don't see it happening.
There's something that I would like to talk about. It's not your business, but then of course, if it's football, it's our business.
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club last season, Mauricio Pochettino signed about 13 players at the window, at the season opener window, and then right now we're seeing Enzo Maresca almost up to about 10 signings. Of course, some of these players there's a question: are they world class enough for the standard of Chelsea that we know? But that's not my business. But then I'd like to ask you, with that kind of large squad, over 40 players going into this season, and still signing more. And then I remember what Thiago Silva said, that Chelsea should please stop signing, that they should find a way to develop those players that they have. All of that, when you put them in the equation, how good or how bad is that for Chelsea?
Unfortunately for them, they are not sure that they'll be going for conference league yet. Because to me, I feel numbers are an advantage. If you have good numbers, it's an advantage. But it depends. Rating the players that they are signing, I'm not moved. As a football lover, I'm not moved, because they're not players that can do something great.
What if they end up landing Osimhen?
That would be a very good ad, because they naturally need a striker. Nkunku is injury prone. Michael Jackson is not the striker to me. I call him Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. Sorry. I call him Michael Jackson. So he's not a striker to me. Osimhen will be a very great ad. That is his signing, not the downfall inclusion into the team. A whole lot of players bringing it in. On the other side, numbers can be an advantage and can also be a disadvantage, in the sense that how can you manage this team? How often are you going to rotate this team? Are we able to pick up your first 11 players under the team? What if the 11 players gel? What are you going to do with the many almost 30 players that is left? So it's going to be a wait and it's going to be a gain. If the players, you'll be surprised. I saw Omo going to Baka when I watched him I watched that boy in Euro, and I was impressed with what I'm seeing. So going to Baka, that's a good inclusion. It's young, they're kids less than 18 years old, and they're doing great things. So become little. Some unknown players get known this season. Garnacho came, though he was doing well in academy, but when he came up, he did greatly. I saw Meno was wonderful, but when he came up in this season, he has taken England by.
We can say that about Ahmad as
well. So I'm going to say Chelsea's move in a footballing strategy can be a gain and can be a big weight, because the numbers can be an advantage and can also be a weight. If by chance lucks smile on them, some players that are unknown pick up a good form, like what Korea did last season to amuse everybody. As some other players around them pick up a form, and you can pick up new young players, and you can tell it's easy. But by normal routine of football, they are going nowhere this season.
So luck may shine on them and they win the league. They win the league.
That is asking too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the season has just started, and we'll be here by the grace of God to keep you informed, entertained, and then of course with all of those beautiful analysis. Keep it like that, don't go away. The winners are here, my friend Wembley. Don't mind you did not win today, but it's okay. We win.
It was a good game. And we won a team. We won a team. We didn't win the trophy, but we won a team.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a new one. We didn't win the trophy, but we won the team. Keep it like that, don't go away. See you on the flip side.